Right now, Raiders fans are feeling a mix of hope and uncertainty. The offseason has brought big names, big expectations, and honestly, a lot of chatter about what this team is actually building in Las Vegas. But here's the thing, sometimes the moves that don't make the headlines are the ones that end up defining a season. Today's news is bigger than it looks, because while everyone was focused on the splashy signings, the Raiders quietly added a player who could completely change the dynamic of this roster. A guy who's been hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right system to unlock his potential. And trust me, nobody saw this coming. But before we break everything down, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. We're just getting started, and your support truly means everything. Now let's get into what actually happened. The Las Vegas Raiders made a move that went under the radar for most of the NFL world. They brought in a wide receiver named Dareke Young. Now, if that name doesn't ring a bell, you're not alone. Young was a 7th-round pick a few years back, coming out of a small school called Lenoir Rhine. He's 26 years old, stands 6'3", and weighs 215 pounds, so right away, you're looking at a guy with the kind of frame that makes scouts pay attention. But here's where it gets interesting. In his NFL career so far, Young has only caught 5 passes. 5, that's not exactly the stat line you expect from someone who's supposed to make an impact. But when you dig deeper, you realize this signing isn't about past production. It's about untapped potential. The Raiders are bringing him in because they believe there's way more to this player than what we've seen so far. So why should Raiders fans care about a guy with 5 career receptions? Well, let's talk about the athletic profile first, because this is where Young separates himself. At his pro day, he ran a 4.44-second 40-yard dash. That alone is impressive. But his 10-yard split was an elite 1.54 seconds, which tells you he explodes off the line. He posted a 4.19 in the short shuttle, a 6.88 in the 3-cone drill, a broad jump over 11 feet, and a vertical of 37 inches. His relative athletic score, or RAS, came in at 993. Out of 10, that score ranks inside the top 30 all-time for wide receivers. We're talking about a guy whose physical tools are among the best we've ever seen at the position. Now, here's the thing. In the NFL, athleticism alone doesn't get you on the field. But Young has carved out a role for himself in other ways. He's been a special teams ace since entering the league. Over his career, he's logged more than 770 snaps on special teams, covering kicks, returning kicks, and playing as a gunner. He's racked up 24 tackles, forced a fumble, and last season, he ranked 11th in expected points added among gunners. That's a fancy way of saying he's one of the most effective special teams players in the league. And get this, in his entire career, he's only missed 6 tackles on special teams. To put that in perspective, 25 players this past season alone missed 6 or more tackles just on special teams. Young has done it over multiple seasons. That level of consistency is rare. So why does this matter for the Raiders right now? Because this team is entering a new era under offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak. Kubiak's system is known for using a wide variety of personnel and finding creative ways to get athletic players on the field. Young fits that mold perfectly. He's not going to be a guy who gets 10 targets a game, but he doesn't need to be. His value comes from versatility. As a receiver, Young has been used sparingly. But when he's been targeted, the numbers are intriguing. His average depth of target is nearly 15 yards downfield, meaning he's been used on shots down the field. He's also been perfect on contested catches, 2 out of 2. And one of the biggest reasons he could see more offensive snaps is run blocking. On the boundary, Young has been an exceptional run blocker. In a Kubiak offense that emphasizes the run game and play action, a receiver who can block on the perimeter is worth his weight in gold. There's a path here for Young to carve out a role similar to what Mac Hollins did for the Raiders. A few years ago, a big-bodied, physical receiver who contributes on special teams and gives you reliable depth on offense. And let's not forget, he also has experience as a kick returner. In 2025 alone, he returned 10 kicks for over 300 yards and forced 5 missed tackles. That's a weapon waiting to be unleashed. Looking ahead, the question isn't whether Dareke Young makes the roster. He will. The Raiders are clearly invested in what he brings. The real question is how big his role becomes. If he can earn consistent offensive snaps, we could be looking at a late bloomer story that nobody saw coming. His athletic profile suggests he's capable of much more than what we've seen. And with Kubiak's offense prioritizing motion, misdirection, and versatility, Young could be one of those players who suddenly becomes a fan favorite because he does the dirty work that leads to big plays. There's also the special teams element. In close games, field position wins, and having a gunner who can flip the field or a returner who can break one at any moment is a massive competitive advantage. Young gives the Raiders that edge. So while the headlines might focus on the big-name signings, don't sleep on Dareke Young. He's the kind of player that winning organizations find the under-the-radar addition who fills multiple roles, brings elite athleticism, and does the little things that help teams win games. This isn't just another offseason story. For the Raiders, this could be the kind of move that quietly strengthens the foundation of the entire roster. And when the season kicks off, don't be surprised if this name starts popping up a lot more than anyone expected.